Hi everyone, my name is Evie Bean, and today I'm going to be talking about Class of '09, the Flopside, the Footside, the Freakside, the Flipside. I don't think it's a hot take to say the Flipside is the worst game in the Class of '09 series by a long shot. There's barely any choices, only 5 possible endings. The characters act differently than usual, most of the jokes don't land, and 2 of the 5 total routes are. Definitely routes exist. Yep, they're definitely things that happen in the game. Because I don't hate myself, I'm not going to be talking about those routes today. Instead, I'm going to be talking about one of the less offensive routes, the car crash ending. This route is still, for lack of a better word, dog shit, but I don't think it comes close to how insanely bad some of the other routes are. Chances are, if you're a normal human being with no interest in body parts below the knees, you haven't seen anything from the Flipside in a while, so let me refresh your memory. I'm sorry in advance. The route starts at school. After the long-ass school cutscene with 0 choices, Nicole gives Jekka an ultimatum. Come to the concert with her, or date Mr. Katz to pass history. In the last choice that actually matters in the whole route, Jekka chooses the concert. Ari bumps into them and briefly mentions how she works as a delivery driver at Domino's before leaving. Jekka and Nicole go to the concert and do fun recreational activities I don't think YouTube likes very much. Jekka arrives home pretty wasted, and her dad tells her to get a job. We get an appearance from the best character in the Flipside, the Hat Man, and then Jekka starts applying for jobs. She dyes her hair black to work at Hot Topic. Jekka hates her new job so much that she starts drinking excessively and becomes an alcoholic. Something that would happen to anyone if they had to live in the Flipside timeline for too long. She starts going to parties and drives home drunk every night. This isn't very bad foreshadowing for the ending at all. Eventually, the only good male character in the whole series tells Jekka he's pretty concerned about her going to parties and getting wasted, but she ignores him and goes to Kelly's party with Nicole. Jekka drives them both home afterwards and then proceeds to crash into and kill Ari, who was driving for Domino's. Ari, the character who appears in the route like twice and has nothing to do with anything that happens in it. Jekka monologues about what happened after Ari suffered the same fate as a Nintendo eShop over a very normal CG of a literal dead person. During this, she reveals one thing that makes this entire route really piss me off. She doesn't care about what happened at all. If I wanted a game about a teenage girl ruining lives and not giving a shit, I would play the games with Nicole as the main character. Jekka's my favourite Class of '09 character because she's basically the straight man character for a lot of the re-up, and I really like her dynamic with Nicole. So seeing her just become Nicole over time with the narrative never hinting at that even happening is really stupid. It feels unintentional and lazy. It's pretty clear SBN3 can only write a good main character when it's an edgy self-insert. The second it's a normal girl, something I doubt he's ever encountered, he doesn't really have a clue. I don't think I should have to explain why this route sucks. The writing is lazy and disjointed, the main character seems to get a lobotomy at the end, and one single choice leads to you killing a person. Not like that last one is a trend in the Flipside or anything. So, I'm going to be rewriting this route so it gives what I need it to give. One of the things that annoys me the most about Flipside is that the side characters don't really get a chance to shine. Kelly is the only side character of her own route, and I would say I love that for her, but just looking at the content of the route, I don't. I think the biggest missed opportunity in Flipside is the lack of Karen. In the re-up, Jekka talks about how they both used to be friends, but Jekka ditched Karen to fit in with the popular kid, and she still feels bad about it. Why is this dynamic not mentioned or shown throughout the game where you play as Jekka? So in my rewrite of this route, it'll start the same up until Jekka agrees to go to the concert. Then, Karen overhears this and tells Jekka it's a bad idea and she should focus on her studies. Obviously, Jekka ignores her and goes anyway. After Jekka fails history because of the character that gives me an itch in my throat that only the tip of a service revolver can scratch,
I wonder if it's loaded.
Principal Lin forces Jekka to take tutoring sessions from Karen, and Jekka's dad forces her to get a job. For my rewrite, I'm going to tone Jekka's dad down a lot. The way their relationship is written is, at best, distasteful, and at worst, genuinely triggering. Normalizing this kind of portrayal of abuse isn't okay. It's dark humor. Yeah, girl, don't quit your day job to become a comedian. I want his relationship with her to be similar to Nicole and her mum's, where there's a lot less of a power imbalance, and the jokes are actually funny. As the route goes on, Jekka goes out partying more and more, and Karen repeatedly warns her against it. The only thing Jekka listens to is that she shouldn't drive drunk. She's seen enough weird mid-2000s anti-drunk driving PSAs to know not to do it herself. Instead, she gets a lift home from female classmates. On the last day of the route, Nicole comes to Jekka's tutoring session early so they can go to Kelly's party together. Karen tells Jekka she shouldn't go, and I imagine this could trigger a choice, whether you should ignore or listen to her. If you choose to ignore her, Jekka finally snaps at Karen and tells her to stay out of her life. Nothing's better than reading Doom Yuri before breakfast. She goes to the party with Nicole, but when the police arrive, the person that was going to drive them home gets caught, and Jekka has to drive them both home herself. Instead of crashing into and killing the token minority, Jekka ends up crashing into and killing the token Harry Potter fan. Unlike in the original route, Jekka actually has this crazy thing called human empathy, and feels awful about what she's done. Nicole doesn't give a shit on account of the fact that she's Nicole. The route ends with Jekka trying her best to cope with her guilt, live a normal life, and keep her job after everything that happened, and eventually going to college. If you choose to listen to Karen, maybe Jekka could get an ending similar to the Nicolism ending. She finishes school and reflects on her choices, wondering what things would have been like if she carried on partying. Maybe she regrets listening to Karen and misses a life where the only thing she has to look forward to is partying and her biggest problem in life was work. Or alternatively, choosing Karen could lead to the people-pleasing route from the first game, but from Jekka's perspective. She starts focusing on her studies so much she neglects Nicole, and it results in the only decent ending in the Flipside. Notice how I said ending and not route. There's a lot of ways a route like this could go, but I think when it comes to games, SBM3 prefers killing off female characters to making entertaining or interesting routes. Ari's death is literally just for shock value. It's like the opposite of fan service. It was created to anger all the queer fans of Class of 09, and I guess it worked considering I'm making a video about it. It's actually insane that this is one of the better routes in Flipside. Really puts it in perspective. The Flipside's best is some of Class of 09's worst. If you like watching me torture myself by reliving events of this game, feel free to comment which route you'd like to see me tear to shreds next. This route is so boring. I don't have a lot to say about it, but don't worry, I have a lot of opinions on the other routes in Flipside. Maybe this is too late in the video to mention this, but this is my first ever scripted video. I made another before this, I recorded it and everything, but I gave up during editing because I have the attention span of a character AI bot. If you thought this video was a slay, I'd appreciate it if you subscribed. I don't think the subscribe button sparkles when you press it anymore, so I'll just sparkle instead. Have a nice day, bye!